Welcome to our deep dive on longevity and anti-aging.
Okay.
Today we're exploring this article, Longevity and Anti-Aging, Unlocking the Secrets to a Longer, Healthier Life.
Right.
It promises practical insights beyond the usual buzzwords,
hmm
and I'm really curious to see how these insights score on the article's own scorecards for popular anti-aging practices.
Oh, interesting.
Are you ready to get into this?
Absolutely. I think what's particularly intriguing about this article is that it doesn't just focus on the what of longevity practices, but delves into the why,
Okay.
explaining how these practices work together to create a synergistic impact on our health.
That's what caught my eye as well. It
Yeah.
lays out 6 key aspects:
Oh, yeah?
healthy diet,
hmm
regular exercise,
Right.
mental well-being,
Yep.
sleep hydration,
Uh-huh.
and avoiding harmful habits.
Right.
You know, on the surface, these seem like the typical recommendations you see everywhere,
Yeah.
but I have to admit I'm a bit skeptical about just how impactful these basics really are.
Yeah.
I mean, could focusing on these really significantly increase lifespan?
That's a valid point.
Yeah,
It's easy to dismiss these as common sense,
right.
but the science backing their impact is quite robust.
Okay.
Take, for example, the interplay between diet and exercise.
Okay.
The article highlights how regular physical activity actually enhances the body's ability to utilize nutrients from a healthy diet,
Uh-huh.
leading to improved cellular function and reduced risk of chronic diseases.
So it's not just about eating your veggies.
Right.
It's about creating an environment where your body can truly thrive.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like they work hand in hand.
Mm.
The article section on practical tips is where I thought things got interesting.
Okay.
Instead of generic advice, it offers specific examples.
Uh-huh.
For instance, when it comes to diet, it goes beyond just eat your fruits and veggies and emphasizes variety for diverse nutrients.
Okay.
So instead of having the same salad every day, you want to mix it up with different colored fruits and vegetables, right?
Gotcha.
Okay.
A diverse diet ensures you're getting a broader spectrum of phytonutrients,
Yeah.
which have a range of health benefits.
Okay.
Think of it like this.
Okay.
Each color in fruits and vegetables represents different beneficial compounds.
Mm-hmm.
The more colors you consume, the more you're providing your body with the tools it needs to combat aging at the cellular level.
So it's like eating a rainbow for longevity.
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah.
And what about exercise?
Okay.
It recommends a mix of aerobic strength training and flexibility.
Right.
That seems pretty comprehensive.
Mm-hmm.
But why is this combo so important, especially for someone who might already be hitting the gym regularly?
Well, while cardio is great for cardiovascular health, strength training helps maintain muscle mass and bone density,
Okay.
both of which tend to decline with age.
Right.
And here's where it gets even more interesting.
Okay.
Flexibility often gets overlooked, but it plays a vital role in maintaining mobility as we age. You see, our fascia, the connective tissue that surrounds our muscles and organs, tends to stiffen over time, leading to decreased range of motion and increased risk of injury.
Oh, I see.
By incorporating flexibility exercises, we can keep our fascia supple and maintain our agility and independence.
Fascia, huh?
Yeah?
I'll admit I hadn't considered that before.
Good.
Okay. Shifting gears to mental well-being. The article goes beyond the generic advice of reduce stress and suggests dedicated time for mindfulness or meditation.
Right.
What's the significance of that specific recommendation?
While it's true that stress reduction is crucial for longevity,
Yeah.
the how we achieve it matters.
Okay.
Setting aside dedicated time for mindfulness or meditation goes beyond simply relaxing.
Uh-huh.
It's about training your mind to be present, improving focus, emotional regulation, and even boosting cognitive function.
Oh, wow.
These benefits have a ripple effect on overall health and well-being.
Okay.
It's like building mental resilience that can help you navigate the challenges of aging with more grace and composure.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
It's not just about de-stressing.
Right.
It's about actively cultivating a mental state that supports longevity.
Exactly.
You mentioned earlier how surprised you were by some of the scorecard results. Which one stood out to you the most?
Honestly, the high score for hydration, 8.5 out of 10, really surprised me.
Oh, wow.
I always knew it was important,
Yeah.
but I tended to prioritize diet and exercise over it.
I get that I sometimes forget to drink enough water throughout the day,
Right.
especially when I'm busy.
Mhm.
Why do you think it scored so high? Is it really that crucial for longevity?
Absolutely.
Okay.
See, hydration isn't just about quenching your thirst. It plays a critical role in cellular function, nutrient transport, waste removal, and temperature regulation.
Uh-huh.
And here's a specific example that might surprise you.
Okay.
Dehydration can actually impair cognitive function and memory.
Really?
Studies have shown that even mild dehydration can lead to decreased alertness, concentration, and reaction time.
Oh.
In the context of longevity, maintaining optimal hydration ensures that all our bodily systems are functioning efficiently,
Right.
which can help prevent age-related decline.
Okay. That is surprising.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to pay more attention to my water intake.
Yeah.
What about the Mediterranean diet getting an 8.5 out of 10?
Right.
I feel like I'm always hearing about that.
Uh-huh.
But what makes it so effective for longevity specifically?
What's fascinating about the Mediterranean diet is that it's not a restrictive diet in the traditional sense.
Okay.
It's more of a lifestyle approach that emphasizes whole unprocessed foods like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, and healthy fats like olive oil.
Right.
This dietary pattern has been linked to reduced inflammation throughout the body, which is a key factor in preventing age-related diseases.
Okay.
For example, the high consumption of olive oil, rich in monounsaturated fats and antioxidants, has been shown to protect against heart disease,
Right.
a major concern as we age.
So it's not just about what you eat, but also the types of fats you consume. Interesting.
Yeah?
And there's another one that caught my eye.
Okay.
Social interactions scored an 8 out of 10.
Right.
That seems high considering we've been talking mostly about physical health.
That's what makes this scorecard so thought-provoking.
Yeah.
It highlights the interconnectedness of our well-being.
Uh-huh.
Strong social connections can significantly reduce stress, combat loneliness, and provide a sense of purpose and belonging.
Okay.
These factors contribute to mental and emotional well-being,
Right.
which in turn positively impact our physical health and longevity.
It makes you think about the quality of your relationships, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Are they supportive and enriching, or are they causing unnecessary stress and negativity?
Exactly. And this brings up an important point that the article touches upon,
Okay.
the concept of social fitness.
Oh, interesting.
Just like we need to exercise our physical bodies,
Uh-huh.
we need to nurture our social connections. It's about being proactive
Yeah.
in building and maintaining meaningful relationships that contribute to our overall well-being.
So it's like a holistic approach to health, where our physical, mental, and social well-being are all intertwined
Precisely.
and contribute to a longer, healthier life.
Mm.
I'm starting to see how these seemingly simple practices can have a significant impact when we consider their combined effects.
Absolutely. It's not about finding some magic pill or quick fix.
Right.
It's about embracing a lifestyle that supports healthy aging at every level.
Speaking of embracing a lifestyle,
Yeah.
the article also discusses some challenges and considerations when it comes to implementing these practices.
Right.
Time constraints and staying motivated are two that I think resonate with a lot of people, including myself.
Mm-hmm.
How do we overcome these hurdles and make these changes stick?
You're right. Those are common challenges.
Yeah.
Life gets busy and it's easy to let healthy habits slide.
Right.
But the key, as the article suggests, is to find small ways to integrate these practices into your existing routine.
Can you give me an example?
Of course. Instead of overwhelming yourself with a complete dietary overhaul,
Uh-huh.
start by incorporating 1 or 2 servings of fruits and vegetables into each meal.
Okay.
Even short bursts of exercise, like a 10-minute walk during your lunch break, can make a difference.
Yeah.
And instead of scrolling through social media before bed,
Right.
try a few minutes of mindfulness meditation to promote restful sleep.
Those are all manageable steps.
Yeah.
It's about focusing on progress, not perfection.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Small changes consistently applied over time can lead to significant long-term results.
That's a great reminder.
Yeah.
So for you listening, take a moment to reflect on your own habits and goals.
Mm-hmm.
Which of these longevity practices are you already doing well?
And more importantly, what's one small change you could realistically make based on what we've discussed so far?
Right.
It could be as simple as swapping out that afternoon soda for a glass of water or adding a 5-minute stretching routine to your morning.
It's about finding those small wins that build momentum and motivate you to keep going.
Exactly.
And remember, you don't have to do it all at once.
Right.
Yeah.
It's about making sustainable changes that become part of your lifestyle, not just a temporary fix.
That's a great point to end this part of our deep dive on.
Right.
We've covered a lot of ground, from the science behind longevity to practical tips for implementing these practices in our daily lives. Stay tuned for the next part, where we'll delve deeper into the broader implications of longevity and anti-aging for society as a whole.
Sounds good. It's fascinating to think about how these individual choices,
Yeah.
these small changes we make, can ripple outwards
Mm-hmm.
and have a broader impact on society as a whole.
Right.
And that's exactly what the article's conclusion explores.
Okay.
The growing role of longevity and anti-aging in the future of health and wellness.
You're right, it does touch on that. It's not just about individuals living longer, it's about what that means for our communities, our
Exactly.
healthcare systems, even our economies.
Hmm.
I admit I hadn't really thought about the larger implications before.
It's a paradigm shift, really.
Okay.
We're moving away from the traditional view of aging as a period of decline
Right.
and towards a more proactive, even optimistic perspective.
Interesting.
Imagine a world where people are living longer. They're not just about individual well-being.
Yeah.
They're about creating a healthier society overall.
It's like investing in our collective future, isn't it?
Exactly.
By taking care of ourselves, we're not just benefiting ourselves,
Right.
but also contributing to a more sustainable and thriving society.
Precisely. And this shift towards preventative health
Okay.
has the potential to transform not just healthcare,
Mm-hmm.
but also areas like workforce productivity and economic growth.
Oh, wow.
Imagine a workforce that's healthier, more energetic,
Hmm.
and able to contribute for longer.
Yeah.
That's a huge economic advantage.
That's a fascinating point. We often associate aging with decline in productivity.
Right.
But what if we could flip that script?
Yeah.
What if we could create a society where people are not just living longer, but also remaining active and engaged in their
Yeah.
work and communities for longer?
That's the exciting potential here.
Yeah.
It's about challenging those outdated assumptions about aging
Right.
and recognizing that older individuals have a wealth of experience and knowledge to contribute.
It's about tapping into that wisdom and creating a more intergenerational society
Exactly.
where everyone benefits from each other's strengths and perspectives.
And this brings us back to the article's core message.
Okay.
It's not about finding some magical fountain of youth.
Yeah.
It's about making conscious choices today that will shape our future, not just our individual futures, but the future of our society as a whole.
It's about recognizing that our choices have a ripple effect.
Right.
And that by prioritizing our own health and well-being,
Mm-hmm.
we're also contributing to a healthier, more vibrant world
Absolutely.
for generations to come.
Well said. And this leads us to a thought-provoking question
Okay.
posed at the end of the article.
Okay.
It asks, how might actively incorporating these practices shape not only our lifespan,
Yeah.
but our health span?
Right.
It's a question worth pondering, both on a personal and societal level.
It is. And it gets to the heart of what we've been discussing today.
Yeah.
It's not just about extending our lives, but about living those extra years to the fullest.
Right.
Do we want to spend our later years feeling vital and engaged,
Uh-huh.
or do we want to be burdened by preventable health issues
Yeah.
that limit our ability to enjoy life? The choice is ours.
And that choice goes beyond simply adopting healthy habits.
Okay.
It's about embracing a mindset
Right.
that views aging as a natural part of life, a chapter filled with its own unique opportunities and challenges.
It's about rejecting the fear of aging and replacing it with a sense of curiosity and excitement
Exactly.
for what's to come.
It's about recognizing that aging can be a time of growth, learning, and continued contribution.
It's about redefining what it means to age well.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And that's what makes this deep dive so compelling.
Yeah.
It's not just about increasing our lifespan.
Right.
It's about transforming our understanding of aging itself.
Yeah. It's about empowering ourselves to live longer, healthier, and more fulfilling lives.
Absolutely.
Both individually and collectively.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a powerful message to carry with us as we continue to explore this fascinating topic.
I agree. It's a message that has the potential to reshape not only our lives,
Yeah.
but the future of our society.
And that brings us to the end of part 2 of our deep dive.
Okay.
Stay tuned for the final part where we'll wrap up our discussion and offer some final takeaways for you to ponder. So, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive into longevity and anti-aging.
Yeah, it's been a fascinating discussion.
The science behind those 6 key aspects, diet, exercise, mental well-being,
Right.
sleep, hydration, and avoiding harmful habits, to their surprising impact on our health span and even their potential to like reshape society.
Yeah, absolutely. It really makes you think.
It's a lot to take in. What stands out to you as like the most important takeaway?
You know, for me, it's the interconnectedness of it all. We often approach health and wellness in this like piecemeal fashion,
Right.
focusing on one aspect at a time.
Uh-huh.
But what this deep dive reveals is that these aspects aren't isolated.
Right.
They're like interwoven threads that create the tapestry of a long, healthy life.
Yeah.
Addressing one without considering the others is like trying to build a house with only half the materials.
Oh, wow.
It's simply not going to be as strong or resilient.
That's such a great analogy.
Thanks.
It's not about obsessing over every little detail or
No.
striving for perfection in any one area.
Yeah,
It's about recognizing that each choice we make, no matter how small, has a ripple effect on our overall well-being.
precisely.
Hmm.
And I think that's a really empowering message.
Okay.
It means that we have more control over our health destiny than we might realize.
Yeah.
It's not about genetics or luck.
Right.
It's about making conscious choices each day that support our long-term health and vitality.
So it's not about finding that elusive fountain of youth, but rather about cultivating a lifestyle that allows us to age gracefully and vibrantly.
It's
Instead of dreading getting older, we can embrace it as a continuation of a life well lived.
And that brings us back to that thought-provoking question from the article.
Right.
How might actively incorporating these practices shape not only your lifespan, but your health span?
Yeah.
What would it mean for you to live those extra years feeling healthy, energetic, and engaged in life?
That's a question I think each of us needs to answer for ourselves.
Absolutely.
What are our priorities? What kind of life do we want to live, not just in the present,
Right.
but 10, 20, even 30 years from now?
Yeah.
And what choices can we make today to pave the way for that future?
It's about shifting our perspective from simply adding years to our lives to adding life to our years.
Okay.
It's about recognizing that aging isn't a decline,
Right.
but rather a transformation. And that transformation can be one of continued growth, learning, and contribution if we choose to embrace it.
It's about creating a life you want to live for as long as possible.
Exactly.
That's a pretty inspiring message, I think.
It is. And it's a message that resonates deeply with me
Okay.
because ultimately it's not just about living longer.
Right.
It's about living better.
Yeah.
It's about making choices that allow us to thrive throughout our lifespan, not just survive.
Well said. And on that note, we've reached the end of our deep dive into longevity and anti-aging.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope this exploration has provided you with some valuable insights and perhaps even inspired you to take a more proactive approach to your own health and well-being.
Absolutely. Remember,
Yeah.
it's not about drastic overhauls or unattainable goals.
Right.
It's about those small, consistent choices that over time can make a world of difference. Start small, stay consistent, and embrace the journey.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
Yes, thank you.
Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep living your best life.